Hello, this is Airplane, oxygen not included. Last time I noticed that Slimelung was becoming a thing on my base. By the way, I'm on hard mode, so dupes get sick a little bit easier. We've got lots of calories. Things are going good. We've got lots of supplies, lots of liquid. But we're going to start off with seeing if I can address the slime lung issue. So a bunch of deodorizers and some power. Making a rule of from this point on only using conductive wiring so that when I do upgrades later, it'll be a little bit easier. As I'm doing this, I discovered one huge thing. My power plant over here was not actually connected. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that. Yeah, one little disconnect can make such a huge difference. Okay, so we've got that going on today. If I can get that under control, and it doesn't take too long, what I'm going to go pivot to after this is a slicker stable. And let's go over this asteroid. We've got two things I want over here. First of all, I want carbon monoxide that comes from these two guys, because I'll put that in the new slicker stable if I'm able to get that created. But the other thing is, I've noticed that temperatures are actually they're okay right now, but they're getting to the point that the Saturn critter traps are almost being too cold and not producing their hydrogen, which I very much need for power. So I'll be hoping that's a one dupe show over there. Explore. Okay, let's boost everything to this. I'm going to actually look over a couple things, and then we'll get to it. So my inspection didn't lead to a whole lot, just a few more of these deodorizers and more the central part of the base. Looking at oxygen level, they're a little bit lower than I think it should be as well. And I see dupes are contracting slime lung. I wonder if I should relocate some of this. Since I'm making all this out of gold, maybe what I ought to do is put a container in somewheres to do a rush on bringing a bunch of that in. Yeah, everybody's getting sick, which we don't want to see. Just curious if we inspect this random yucky lungs. There's also yucky lungs, which is a separate thing which causes them to breathe more oxygen, which probably only makes the oxygen situation even worse. While the dupes are building this, let's see if I can come up with something. Probably another electrolyzer or two in the central area of the base. I'm curious if I need to pause now, design that. Oh, wow. Yep, I feel like the oxygen level is worse than the slime lung, so I'm going to pause and make a plan. So here is what I've chosen to do. I see that there's a pipe right around here, so we'll throw in two electrolyzers. We've got two electrolyzers going in over here as well. Old hatch stable that can be torn down. So that should improve oxygen level over here. And I'm hoping I put this in a more central area that will improve over here. To get the carbon monoxide to go down, the reason I haven't been breaking some of these tiles is I'm worried about Shinebug. Ugh, Shinebug got themselves trapped in the door. I guess that technically is not the biggest deal. But I didn't want them to come down here and wake anyone up. So as long as that door stays shut, we'll do a similar thing to here. And then what I might do is I might make this hospital a little bit smaller. We've got to move some of this over. We'll put an electrolyzer right over at the end. The only thing is there's a bit of an issue where I don't want to feed that guy polluted water. So I may have to do a refactor. Let's go check over here. Okay, already looking a little bit more breathable in that zone. No power. Oh, whoa. Let's do that. Make that a priority. And I've got to remember what directions we were going. Okay, let's see that. It was supposed to be like this and this. And I might just cause a traffic jam here. Okay, what was I intending to do? I think this is meant to go like... Oh no, wait. I see. This could just do that type of thing. And what side does the water come in on this? Perfect. All right, that's perfect. What I can do is I can deliver water up into this guy. Stay with my rule of using... Actually, there already is power there, so we need to do anything there. Because dupes are having a hard time breathing at night. Make that a priority. Let's go over, check on Explore. I'm getting them to do upgrade some of the wiring here. Mostly so that we can get this guy powering again. At the moment, I guess it's all good enough. Like, just. But I will want to make sure that we've got the ability to warm should we need. I don't think there's much point in that, but whatever. Let's take one of these pips that are tame. See if we can plant another one of these in the ground. Do that a priority. Come back over to this asteroid. Do we have our electrolyzer in place? We do, but... Oh yeah, no, it's going. And courier eating there. That's odd. Maybe because that's a hospital. That's no longer a hospital. Therefore, they're like, oh yeah, I'll eat there. Now I'm realizing why there was a jump. Hold on. No need to let time stop. Technically, polluted water coming out is a bad thing, but you don't want to have polluted water go into this building. Oh, stop. Okay, so let's do this. And then do a little jump. Or I could either jump or go around. Bridge would be fine. Okay, any construction happening here? Not yet. I don't see any volmols around my base anymore, so I think we've taken care of that outbreak. I meant to... Starvation, I don't think you're actually... Let's take 5 tons of gold and rush it into this location. Just because if the dupes have to go pick up small little pieces here, I think there's... Is this the pipe or the machinery? It is the machinery. Oh, I see the problem. We have... It's the fact that the steam is too thin. Water is accumulating here too much. Once this becomes steam from here, I don't think we're going to have an issue. What I should consider doing. Maybe this will help. I'm hoping. We'll double up the amount of water that gets pushed here. Okay, we'll see if that helps. And eventually we'll just get more and more steam. I could also look at dumping more water in, but we'll see if that's enough. Slimelung is below us, but not above us. No point in trying to ask for more deodorizers. Dupes haven't created the ones that I've already asked for. Let's look at the oxygen levels. Still not great. Not great at all. Wishing that I may have pushed this back. I guess we could go without a gold tile on that far end, actually. I don't think decoration level is really going to change that significantly. And having some of the carbon dioxide out would be beneficial enough. I might even think we need that right in the middle too. I'll just puncture a hole right there to get that carbon dioxide level to go down. Now we've got an electrolyzer above and below us, and we've got a little bit more airflow. What I might want to consider doing is having an actual oxygen system to pump in the oxygen. But I don't think that will be today thing. Okay, so piping put in here. So Explorer has their work cut out for them. Do I have jet suits set up in such a way that dupes can... Oh yeah, I need to lock this. I'm allowing dupes... Oh, that's not the only location where dupes can cross between here and here. Realizing I didn't do that effectively enough. Let's do that. Preventing that confusion. Last episode, I put in this gas system to store infinite carbon dioxide, infinite chlorine. I already had infinite natural gas somewhere over here. Let's look at that. A little bit of an issue here. It is below our living area. So without wearing suits, as long as we've got carbon dioxide below this, I guess that's good enough. Giving this enough time, that may take care of everything. But we're getting more and more natural gas from this oil refinery. Yeah, let's look at that wall. The wall is now in place. The gold is in. Let's make that a priority 5. So now dupes have a little bit of 5 tons of gold they can use to build some of the wiring I've asked for. Speaking of which, let's see, you've got that in there. Ah, okay. Oxygen levels look much healthier around the base. Let's look at Slimelung. Okay, these guys here need some power. But the ones on the outside are being constructed using heavy watt wires along here, just because we happen to be close to it. And I have a separate transformer to feed all these guys, just because there's no smaller circuit in the area. Okay, getting over 400,000 calories for Explorer. Let's look at their oxygen level. Yeah, when, oh, whoa, okay, I do see one issue, which I did not know about, and make that a priority. So we want to get to anywhere else. Oh! Oh, I think this was probably meteorite damage. It's probably indication that I should have done that. Or given a little bit more room. In fact, I'm going to do that. Almost feel like I should go a little bit higher. That one I won't worry about. Getting to the point this guy won't be able to output anything. He's not active for 26 cycles, but I think we've got an excess of liquid. I don't think liquid is going to be my problem. Slimelung will get the dupes to be Slimelung antibodies. Oh, okay, they develop antibodies. So they're immune for a certain amount of time. That makes it not as bad to have Slimelung around. A little bit of polluted water in here, though. If I see a dupe that has Slimelung, I'll look at them and see what the actual effect is. Oh. We're just going to get more and more polluted air in here. Unless we get one of these guys closer to this cool slush geyser. Okay, so these guys are operating now. Trying to take our... Might need to change the warning system for food. Let's look at the schedule for break. 4 hours of break. I think that's enough. I'm going to restock some of these. Just in case there was a cross transfer while we didn't have our proper wall in place. Is there anywhere else I may have missed? Down this way, down this way. And then from here, they're contained. Okay. See if there's any new damage. Oh, and the water's gone. Was that? Yeah, okay. So I think we're okay from this point on. I think there may be a few more locations for deodorizers, so I'll plan that in now. Just putting a few deodorizers around. We're going to open up this whole area so that eventually we'll get this clean over time. And I did notice another heavy wet wire that was missing. This is more than just a disconnection. We're not short natural gas, so I don't think this one's the... Maybe I won't even rush that since it's not a priority. Let's see, we'll grab whatever this is. Pinch of peppermint seed. So most of the Slimelung seems to be below the base. And my thinking is, if we can keep it at bay, below us, and not go into the living area, we don't necessarily have to get rid of it every single place on the asteroid. It just needs to not so much be around the living area like it is right now. So that definitely needs to be improved. Feel like one electrolyzer at least there. Maybe even another one there might be smart. Okay, while these guys are working on this, let's check in. We've got our bunker tile that's been put in place. Bunker tiles up here. So that should give protection to damage on that. Still have some piping that I see that needs to happen down here. Explorer coming down to take care of this. And then we can get back to this project. See lots of solid carbon dioxide. We're going to have to heat that up to be able to pump it out. Oh, a little bit of natural gas got in here. I was not anticipating that. Okay, that's an issue because obviously that plant does not like that gas. Okay, I'm going to take a moment once everything is built to address that. In fact, that might be important enough to take care of now. This is my experimental farm. How to deal with this? I think we need a liquid airlock. I don't think there's any other way. So let's target this little project here, just so we don't have natural gas preventing these plants from growing. First thing I will do is do a little bit of a tear down. And I'll plan the next part. So I think we can turn this into a quick project. I'm going to dump some liquid here. The stuff on this side needs to not freeze. So probably use brine like my setup over here. And I could use water on the other side, or since I've got brine in the area, maybe I use brine for both. We'll see. Pump for making a vacuum. Connect that into the circuitry. No point in running that pump until we've got liquid on the ground here. Rip down some of this just so that we can get the natural gas. Oh wait, I'll still have to get rid of the natural gas that's in there, but let's do this in phases. Wow. I suppose I could just simply make a pump. Plan could be just to get rid of all the air and then push in a little bit of oxygen or carbon dioxide. Okay, I'm going to pause my game and reduce the amount of warning on food. So So this is the warning modification or notification manager mod. And early on, I wanted to be alerted very quickly when dupes were starving, but now it's becoming less of an issue. So this is a bit of a risk. Well, I think we'll be fine. Let's take us up to, I'll try an even 1,000 or 1,005. There we go. Didn't work. So I tried my settings again, and it seems if I use the scroll bar, it works, but if I type a number, it doesn't. Anyways, on a setting of 1005 for food warnings. See if that makes the dupes a little bit more quieter. So dumping in some brine here and here. Still. I could try giving the dupes more break, but I don't know if that's, that means they'll get less done each cycle, so I'm not sure I want to do that. Okay, so still a few pieces of pipe on this. Oh, I see that we did get that planted, so get another Saturn critter trap. Priority, move that over. Team Pip. Relocate that at lower priority. Hopefully we'll get another Saturn critter trap from that. There is our liquid. That's enough, but might just wait a little bit longer. Actually, yeah, because otherwise I could do a mass mop if that is too much. Okay, now it seems to be fine. Get rid of that. In fact, I'm going to leave that in case we get a little bit of carbon dioxide in there. Let's disconnect that and that. I think we're good on that. Do we have any natural gas? I don't think we do. Carbon monoxide, oxygen, carbon dioxide, which means as long as we don't have natural gas, then I think we can get rid of this and this. The only thing is we don't have enough gas in there, but oxygen line is close by, so you know what? Let's just throw some oxygen in there. We should be good to go with this, I think. Between carbon monoxide and oxygen, I feel like oxygen might be better because it's a little easier to cool oxygen. Does mean that the food will go bad, but it's not meant to stay in there. As long as this conveyor loader and auto sweeper are there, that might be the best choice. Okay, so oxygen going in, sleet wheat growing, and we've got this liquid airlock such that we won't get, we can cut that now. Actually, I might make it a little bit bigger. The more oxygen there is, the more cool temperature it can hold. Still getting warnings about food. Yeah, I think that can go then. Perfect. Let's get rid of those pumps. I'll keep that one in there. Okay, so let's go back to see some work still needs to be done over here, power-wise. What about in the far edges? Some over here. So my thinking is this. Let's get this done. This may be enough to clean the air and slowly get rid of Slimelung. Basically, you get rid of the polluted oxygen and you put expose it to regular oxygen. It slowly dies. Some trapped over here. That will. I'm thinking this will eventually intermix such that it'll clean everything. If not, I can extend this over. Still heavy in this zone. See a little polluted water in here. This is kind of an area I didn't want to have to fix up, but I may have to. Let's look at our steel production. 8 tons. Not this, certainly not this episode, but maybe beginning next episode, we'll put in our solar panels. I'm going to make sure I would need glass. Forget about glass production. Maybe I start to produce that. There's so many things to do. I'm not sure if we'll get to that today. I think there's just too much to be done around here. Okay, so we've got those guys going. Looks like that Pip did not make it. So we'll have to try another one. And I see a little bit of progress has been made in here. That's good. Funny how the dupes decide sometimes to walk when they're wearing their jet suits. Otherwise, they're flying around. Feel like I need one of these guys somewhere around here. In fact, maybe even two. Let's look at the temperature. I've exposed my base for a while now, and it seems to be a non-issue. A little bit of warmer area up here, though. Okay, I've got to take note of that. That might just be because the cooling system doesn't go up. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Given the fact that I'm running those electrolyzers now, I think that may be something I'll have to do today. Any Slimelung over here. Polluted oxygen, but that's not filled with disease. There may be some spots down here I'll have to design quickly. Let's do a few base fixes here. We're going to kind of level this area out, get rid of some of the polluted water below. Just worried that that's causing the Slimelung to kind of stay, creating new pieces of polluted oxygen every now and then. Otherwise, just leveling this wouldn't be a bad thing. Also, a few more of these deodorizers down in this area, just to get better coverage all around the external southern side of our base. And I'm getting rid of some pipes up here. We'll do the insulation, or not insulation, but cooling system. Shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, so with that exposed, we don't want our dupes to get stressed out, so I'll maybe ask for some mopping up to happen. Take that out, take that out. I wonder, is it going to be a big deal if I expose this? What I could actually, I just want to have normal tiles underneath. What I could do, just to be safe, I'll insulate and then I'll get regular tiles above. So we'll have the insulation protection and the speed bonus of normal tiles. Let's check on our sleet wheat farm. Still looking fine. Unreachable. Is everything unreachable? Probably because one of the suits needs to be repaired, maybe. And I've got that set for repairs. So maybe just explorers on break. And they'll take care of it after. Hopefully that's what that's all about. And jet suit production over here not happening because I got rid of the system for that. So I've got to make sure that is put back soon. Okay, get rid of some of the piping up here. We're going to make sure we visit these two guys in particular for our cooling system. Let's have a look. Slimelung still in the air, about 2,000 or so. Looks like it's getting thinner. These two guys probably going to be very busy. Wonder if I should add another one or two. Oh, I'm probably destroyed some bottles of polluted water. That's probably also contributing. Yeah, forget about that. You destroy a bottle of polluted water, or you one of these and create a bottle of polluted water. Makes a lot of polluted oxygen. That's why this guy might be going into overtime. Okay, where are we with our iron? Lime. Not creating much lime. Maybe I'll make these a 5 so we can get a little bit of steel production over the next little bit. So we'll be ready, maybe even start of next episode. Okay, I need to get the jet suit production back online. So let's get that jet suit production. It's not so much the production, but the fixing whenever they become worn out. So an exosuit forge here, making that out of gold since I've got lots of gold. Seeing engineer operate the rock crusher. And our cooling system going up like this. Making a few radiant pipes, again out of gold since we've got so much. Again, being alerted about the starvation. And I don't think it's actually a problem. I might need to increase that a little bit higher. By the time I've built this, maybe it's not even that necessary. Get these two in place. Feel like we need another one. Change the route of that or go around. That was part of an old system setup. Get rid of some of the old wiring. A little bit nervous about not having this in line. Starting to run out of jet suits. We're on hard mode, so they actually are difficult on their suits. Speaking of which, I can minimize that by making sure everyone has exosuit training. A lot of them do. I'm going to work towards that in particular. Astronaut should definitely have that. Biologist will work towards that. Carpenter, you already have that. Will give you a little bit more strength. Doctor. Carrying. If I can get everyone with exosuit, that'll actually this makes it such that they don't go as slow. And this is the one that yeah, makes it not go as bad. That'll be nice on hard mode to have that. What should I give? Maybe some extra strength over here. Mech. Construction, definitely. Plumber has exosuit. Veterinarian, you probably can afford something. I just don't know that I need to give you anything. Okay. Let's get knit eggs. I really don't think I need those or want those. Maybe I should just learn to reject that. I find Explorer here has gotten a bunch of those and they're not doing any good. Oh, printing random objects. Okay, reed fiber. If that's another alert of hunger, I'm gonna go pause my game and up the setting. So I upped the setting a bit. What? Whoa. Whoa. Okay, do not want to see this. I've got Frostburger on the floor. I guess that's because this setup here, this is supposed to be stuff that I cook. Final ingredients that go into the deep freezer here. Frost buns. Yeah, I guess I do not have. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Okay, this is critical. Let's put in, I guess pemmican technically doesn't go bad. I never had mixed berry. I know I produced some of that, but Frostburger, selecting that, absolutely essential. So that's one thing. I also see that maybe it could also be related to the fact that the fridge, we only have 1 kilogram of, in this case, stuffed berry. Maybe upping that to 4. Maybe this is more what's related to our problem than the notification. Okay, I'm hoping that's going to be the case. Because I've been getting more dupes recently. We're up to 19 dupes now. Maybe I just haven't been upping that number in our fridge. So 4 kilograms. We'll see how we get with that in terms of our notification problem. All right, so now that I see this, repair, that's an important one. Let's go high priority on that for a short period of time. We should have tons and tons of reed fiber from these little Drecos. Already using that to refresh one of their suits. Okay. Instead, it's probably going to be enough. Take that back to down to a 5. Let's look at our cooling system. I need to split that right there. And has that had an effect already? Maybe, slightly. Did bring that up to here, right? Oh, I did not. Whoops. Okay. Okay, I'll do that quickly. Just need a pipe to... Oh, still getting those starving notifications. I may have to investigate that a little bit more. Why are we getting that? With lots of food they can pull from. Okay, I mean, maybe I just need to give that more time. Okay, back over here. Now with that, let's make sure that gets cut. That should take care of that. The dupes don't actually spend much time up there, so maybe I shouldn't worry about that. Though if that does get too hot, that pump will not be happy. So maybe I'll actually, this isn't their ability. I never use it. To change the material? Yeah, let's do it this way. Make that out of gold amalgam. Cool. All right. With that, then, my base fixes are done. We've got our sleet wheat growing happily. Slimelung's probably, it's definitely a lot less. So less of an issue. I'm just going to give that more time to kind of work itself out. We may have trapped... Oh no, there's none there. But I may have to get up here. Just a few more deodorizers over here and over here. And then we're going to get started with our Dreco slicker stable. But I also gave some tasking over here. We're bringing over our conductive wire so that we can power up this guy. And I'm going to put petroleum in there. Last time I put petroleum in here, it did not go so well. There should be solid petroleum somewheres around here. But anyways, with a heating system, I don't think we'll have an issue. Let me think. What temperature should I set that? Minus 57. Well, we want it to be above, maybe minus 50. if you were ever below -50, do some heating. The carbon dioxide that comes out of here, turning to solid, it's just weight. So that, I'm going to have a way of distributing the heat, actually. In fact, maybe I'm kind of regretting my design a little bit. I should have that type of thing. And then we'll insulate below that. We'll have some sort of piping sensed up through. Will petroleum be fine? I think it should be fine. As long as we get the heating going. Okay. That should keep Explorer busy. Dupes over here, probably not going to be too long building this. But where do I want the stable to go? Somewhere's around here. Why don't we do tear down in the area so I'll have the room available? To be honest, I'm probably going to do that a little bit lower. Oh, we're out of something. Oh, copper. I made that out of the wrong material. Shoot. But I don't have a copper volcano covered right now. That could be something that I do, but slowly kind of getting that water a little bit higher. It'll be a much later project, I'm thinking. We should have lots of aluminum, though. Technically need a tile right there for that to work, though the polluted oxygen area seems to be gone. A little bit over here. Okay, and then maybe one final one there. Check on our levels of Slimelung. Food poisoning now, a bit in the air. So I think these guys will take care of that in time. What I'll do. Put that there, put that there. This is actually a way of making oxygen, though that's not necessarily the intent. If I threw other liquid on, got some water in there, could do this. Oh, no. I guess we'll need regular water, won't we? It'll need to float to the top. Starvation still. Really, guys? And I guess that door here technically can be opened. Okay, let's just throw some water on top of this, especially since we have food poisoning in there. Where to source that from? We'll go down from here. Notice some liquid on the floor somewhere. Where did that go? Right there. Okay, let's make sure Explorer not getting into trouble. Getting them to move. Oh, hold on. Are you taking that to storage bin way over here? That's inefficient. So let's actually get rid of that. Okay, I'm glad I noticed that. This should speed things along a little bit quicker for Explorer. Let's put these back down to a 4. Another one of these, though, I may not need that at this point. I'm assuming inside the base has gotten rid of the Slimelung issue, largely. No, not. A little bit of food poisoning. Okay, we'll cleaning the air will help in that regard as well. Okay, so covering this with a little bit of water should help limit amount of polluted oxygen that this this guy here produces on us. Okay, we have cover. Not full coverage yet. Not quite yet. Come on, you can make it. A little bit of carbon dioxide. What we could do. Ugh. Oh, looks like that's fine. Okay, so with that, let's stop sending more water in. And maybe if I've done all of that, we can go to our slicker stable. Okay, let's try to make it. We're going to design this in phases. We're going to start with the airlock system here. So it's going to be a very hot area. So insulate it all around this side of it. And we'll dump in some petroleum on this side, regular water on this side, or maybe brine. A little bit worried, well, mostly because I've been worried about the polluted oxygen below, decided to put in two deodorizers up there. Okay, so now that we've got that much, we are good to start putting in our liquid. Tapping into a petroleum line. We've got our brine line, which we're going to have to get these go across. Since we're not going into space. Let me try. See if we've got enough tubes to do that. Okay, this could be a sign that I don't have many plumbers. In which case I can just destroy it, I guess. That would require mopping up down here, though I don't think that's so much a worry. Okay, let's go across here. Petroleum coming in. Check on Explore. They've got lots to do up here. Been trying to get rid of all the I'd like to get rid of that chlorine. Obviously the solid carbon dioxide, I don't mind that staying in here, but anything else I'd like to get out. I think we're actually clear now, so oh. Let's take that chlorine. Kick that out. Might bump Explorer to pick that up quickly before it turns to salt. Okay, good. I think we've got that clear at least. We may have this issue where I will trap a little bit of hydrogen. Maybe we'll do this. Even if this is a temporary thing. So we can get pure carbon dioxide. Which is not the case right now, fortunately. I'm actually wondering how I'm going to do that. Okay, that's a problem for another day. Let's come back to here. Whoops, I let things get out of hand. Yeah, let's do that. I think part of the issue is we've got some carbon monoxide we're fighting with right here. Sometimes that happens. Bring in some power. Now, how should I... let's just do this for now. Destroy that. Get rid of the bridge. I should have left this because I'd like to drain that pipe. Let's not let the same thing happen. Can we mop up? Is it going to be an issue having two types of liquid? You know what? Let's find out over time. Let's not worry about it. See if it becomes a problem that shows up later on. A little bit of vacuum in here being created. I think we're ready for the next phase. So I am very much regretting the knits, allowing them to be printed. we're going to do a mass attack here. That's going to include all the ones in the air, plus all the ones that are actually floating in the liquid as well. So unfortunately, that probably means Explorer may get stressed out. Currently, Knit Stung. What does Knit Stung do? Athletics -1. That's no fun. Sneezing. Sneeziness. I'm not sure what the sneeziness does, but I guess they stop to... Oh, I see. They stop to sneeze every now and then. This has just gotten completely out of control. 27% stress. That's definitely going to go up. But if we get this taken care of, that might be super useful. We probably have some knit egg. What do I do with egg? How do you, like... I was gonna say, can I... Oh, this would be nice. This would be a nice way of dealing with this. If this works. I don't know if knit eggs can be cracked. But if they can, that'd be super useful. There's just so friggin' many. Sometimes doing one little thing early on in this game affects so much later on. Not that this is the biggest thing. Okay, back over here. I've been getting these guys to put in the final touches. Or I say the final touches. This is basically the whole stable design. So we're going to produce petroleum. We're going to actually heat up this environment with this thermoaquatuner. Didn't actually put in the piping line. We'll need something along the lines of that. Did we put in the automation? We did. Let's focus on the little vacuum on this side. As priority. I might ask a dupe, maybe builder, to go over help. Explore. That way we won't be short our carbon dioxide when I want it for the stable. Okay, builder, you might want to take that off. We'll teleport builder over for a certain amount of time. Over 450,000 calories, so food not being the issue. Builder coming down here. Oh. And I think for this area... What? I don't know. I still gonna have to come up with a design. That's probably gonna be next time. How do I deal with that? So I only get pure carbon dioxide in there and get rid of the hydrogen, essentially. Just looking at the hatches or smooth hatches. I think they'll just kind of expire on their own since they're not wild. Pacus. Do I want Pacus? They're not as a big a risk like the nets. I'm just curious. There's no way to do a mass select. Wrangle and put them here or here. What I might do. I don't have a... Well, will this work? Let's see. If I do this, and I get a fish drop-off spot here quickly enough, will that transfer these guys over? It'd be nice if it did. Okay, let's go back to our knit issue. Oh, I don't think knit, really, that would be super useful. How do I get rid of them then? Other than, I guess we're just going to have to attack every so often. I want to, like, burn this. I guess I could keep them out of liquid. Wouldn't that be the thing? Oh, I know. I know. This is way more easy than I realized. Just put them in storage. There. That's smart. That way when they're born, well, they won't be able to be born if they're in storage, right? This guy here. Okay, let's go down, make sure that I can select them. Make that a priority 6. Okay, maybe that will take care of that. The pressure here, 3,000. The pressure here, 2,000. Okay, that's going to be interesting how I solve that issue. But let's focus on this setup here. By the way, everything, because I'm targeting the really hot molten version, it needs to be very hot. I think it's above 100 degrees. Anyways, everything's being made out of steel. And we're going to pump out all the oxygen so that we have just pure carbon dioxide. So I want 2 pure carbon dioxide areas. Oh. Oh. What? Okay, when did this happen? Must have been doing something at some... Okay, I have no idea when I did that. Okay, let's try moving these guys, not just the Pacus if we can, guys. Any more up here? Did any other Pacu? I think we're... Okay, they're put into little bags. Someone should be flying them over here. Just validate that that's actually going to happen at some point. Looks like scientist doing the first transfer. Okay, up here. Some insulation because it's going to be a very hot area. We want to contain it to just this location. I didn't fully measure. 88. Let's try putting the door there and see where we get. We managed to get a vacuum inside there, so that's good. We will want to get power out and do that type of thing. Make that a priority so we can get that pump going. At least we've got 2 dupes that can help out with this. It might make sense. One way I could possibly do this, I don't know if this is what I'm going to decide on. The moment I heat things up, I'm going to get a mix of carbon dioxide and hydrogen. But if I pump out the hydrogen before we heat things up, maybe that's the right idea. Because then I could get a vacuum inside there and know that it's just going to be for carbon dioxide. We'll see. Steel production. Okay, 11 tons. So I think that is going to be a good situation, which is actually excellent because I've been worried about burning up a number of steel for this setup. But if we've got 11 tons, then we're looking good. Okay, now we're able to get our oxygen back in there. A little bit of an outage, unexpectedly. What about our, 0 surface germs. Look at that. Okay, Slimelung, much more contained. What about the food poisoning? Food poisoning is also out of the air. I don't mind if it's in the liquid. I just don't like it in the air. Okay, so that's an achievement at least. Bringing down an insulated pipe because I'm going to get that petroleum to come down. I don't want that to freeze. I guess this guy can technically go since I've gotten rid of everything except for the solid carbon dioxide. The other idea is I could warm things up and I could push the hydrogen up and out. I wonder if that would... Actually, maybe that would be the best option. Okay, come back to that later. Okay, so if I get this, we will want to plug that in. So all the little oil slickers, or molten slickers, I guess technically, will be right along this way. We will need to take out the excess amount of petroleum, which should not be a problem since we consume petroleum pretty regularly with all our jet suits. Can have a look now at the side. 96 tiles. Boom. Look at that. Amazing. And I've got this set up. Put in the settings here, molten. It's down to 0. Let's make this a 6. Molten eggs is what we want to transfer into here. Wherever below 10 critters, we want to have the door open so that this guy can access that, transferring eggs from here to here. Petroleum needs to be loaded. So we'll ask for that to start moving. Feel like we lost some Pacus in this. Oh, there is one or maybe more. Oh, Pacu over here, confined. You know what? Let's relocate these two. And our molten slicker there. We're going to see if we can support, I was going to say 8. We'll start with 4. And if I find that we've got enough carbon monoxide for 4, we'll up that. Oh, a little bit of overflow. Can get that to connect in with this. Actually, we might need a heating line to transfer the heat from here. Maybe up to the actual critters themselves so that they stay nice and warm. So let's do this type thing, go this type of fashion. Oh, whoa, 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 we don't need any more. No sense mopping up down here, since this is actually going to be intended to have petroleum. Do we have just carbon dioxide? Not yet. Oh, shoot. I should have maybe made that airflow. Starvation. No, you are not. Just go find... Oh, I never did the pug slug power production. Always so many things you can get up to. Okay, a little bit of oxygen needs to be put on the move. Maybe it would be useful now to send the carbon dioxide up. So, I may have come up with an idea that's absolutely terrible. I'm going to be taking carbon dioxide from here and sending that to the stable. That's not the idea. That should work out just fine. The thing that I'm experimenting or thinking about is on Explorer's Asteroid. What if I send solid material instead of gas over? Would that actually work? We've got solid carbon dioxide. I could put in an auto sweeper. Let's think here. This can't then get above minus 56. Minus 62 right now. I could put in a cooling system to make sure it stays nice and cool. We've got minus 100 around us, so we shouldn't even need that anytime soon. The only thing is, can I go this little distance with that not freezing or melting to liquid or gas? And then furthermore, if this works, I completely regret the location of this because I don't suspect I'm going to be able to get that solid carbon dioxide all the way over there. Vacuum lost. Okay, we finally got carbon dioxide out. You know what? Let's just get rid of the notification system. Just put a permanent pump in. Oh, okay. So can be thing, is it? Okay, so I will want to have that pumped out. A little bit of carbon dioxide that's in there. We'll need to reroute our hydrogen line. Go around instead. Technically, we don't need insulation during the inside the vacuum area, but that's fine. I don't know, but I am curious how this is going to turn out. Figuring we're going to need to insulate as much as we can. My thought is, what if we put this building in the cool area? The hydrogen that we're sending into it, it can get cold. That's fine. It already is cold. It's not going to hurt. Okay. Are we sending liquid? We're sending liquid into it. Liquid probably won't. You know what? Let's not treat this as a problem until it actually is a problem. So if we're having an issue, maybe that's something I could do there. Over on this side, I'm probably not desiring to have this in a freezing room, though technically it could work. I would much prefer to be able to take this solid carbon dioxide and just drop it here. Though if it does work, like I say, I might go through the pain of okay, is that building somehow gotten too big? Oh, right. I might leave that alone. See if this actually works. How is our carbon dioxide line? It's running. Maybe don't set the carbon dioxide in there just yet. Either way, I know we want to get rid of that and that. Get rid of that line there that was just meant for the pumps. Okay, so I don't think Builder has the ability to do automation. Explorer, as I've given Explorer the ability, that might cause some distress out. Do skill scrubbing on Builder. This means that we're not going to need this insulated line going in then, if this actually works. I'll create the one setup and then I'll add it over there if this actually is a good thing. But this whole way, we shouldn't get any conversion to carbon dioxide up until maybe here. Maybe that might be the one spot I'm not so sure about. And what I've done is I'm just gonna reroute the liquid to go in a different way. Maybe that was too soon. So if this works, I'll put the stable somewhere down here. Just rerouting that liquid line to go this direction instead. Now, anything that's not carbon dioxide, like the gold, for instance, could also fall on here. And I guess if that's inside a stable, then I guess the dupes will just have to go inside the stable to pick up. Unless I did a double pickup or I did some filtering, which I don't often do, the solid filter. We'll see what I end up with. Okay, I'm actually quite curious now. Inside this zone, we might have an issue creating a vacuum because of this guy. I wonder if I should upgrade that to the high pressure. Oh my goodness. You're not going to starve. Trust me, dupes. You've been fine. All right, if nothing else, our carbon monoxide pipe will be built. And let's go to give out a few of these skills along the way. Exosuit training if we can. And then mostly about builder. Okay, so builder, I want you to be able to do mech eng as well as good construction. And of course, exosuit training, let's stop there. So now I've got the two dupes that can do the automation. Oh, and we've got an area that is too cold. Finally, coming up. Did we ever get this system? Oh, I see. Equally, I kind of meant this to be part of this system, so yeah, it's not going to work just yet. So much to do on this asteroid. To that, we'll take that out. We'll put a second transformer on this guy. What is over here? That I think is still being used. We'll just jump over that. Cycle 481. Next episode will probably be over 500. I could redesign the whole stable and this may end up not working, so I'm wondering if I should just test this briefly. See if it seems like it might be good. Be quite nice if this actually works. One way I could quickly test this, actually. Let's uncheck this. Let's type... Oh, wait. Before I do that, though. Let's focus on getting that done. Okay. Solid carbon dioxide. Priority 6. That would have this go from... If this can make it from here to here, I think we're going to be fine. If not, maybe this is a bad idea. Nobody is... Hold on. You looking for solid carbon dioxide? Because you're literally just expelling it as you go. Oh, no. Why is nobody putting in Explorer in particular? It should just be a balanced dupe. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's pause it for a second. Minus 72. It's not changing. I guess carbon dioxide doesn't interact with the environment really well, which actually might work to our advantage. Forget about that property of carbon dioxide. On this side, oh yeah, okay. I'm happy. But this means I have to redo my stable. Unless, do you think, and I know you can't answer me at the moment, but like, would I be able to get here? Would that be asking too much? Because then I don't have to redesign this. Given the fact that carbon dioxide doesn't interact with the environment really well, maybe it can make it. The other thing I could do, I could add in some insulation on that last mile. I like that to really help. I could add more too, but maybe it's not needed. Yeah, let's just try this. Okay, I'm curious. I'm quite curious. Solid carbon dioxide again, so that should get, okay, actually that's perfect. It's already been loaded, minus the fact that it's been sitting there and not turning is a good sign. Okay, here's the real test. And I've cut that there. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, whoops. It's not going to work unless we have that built. Somebody. Maybe we can go ahead with carbon dioxide loading then. Maybe. Assistant providing some material, but someone else apparently coming in for a build. Not veterinarian. Engineer. Okay. Right. Bum. Minus. Ooh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like that. No. It comes in at minus 64. I mean, it's at minus 55. I gotta remind myself at minus 56. We're so close. From here, minus 56. Isn't much of a change. But it's coming in at colder temperatures. The thing is, if I don't get this right, I could end up with a carbon dioxide asteroid. What do I do? I'm going to think for a bit, and I'll tell you what I decide. So here is what I decided to do in the end. I am going to be transporting solid carbon dioxide. And I'm going to try to not move my stable. I don't think it's necessary. And I'm going to have a little bit of insulation going along this way. And then until it gets to this point. I think that should be fine. I noticed a little bit of oxygen was caught in here. We'll see if we can get rid of that. Not that this has to be a pure carbon dioxide area, but okay, that should do that. Over on this asteroid, we need to get our cooling system going. So I'm going to put in 2 of these so that we can load in ethanol. And that way, ethanol, not a great liquid, but it can sustain the cold temperatures. I don't want this to be too warm either, but just warm enough so that this plant can survive. Oh, and never did get power turned on. Is that safe? I think we've upgraded everything here. Okay, so now we're adding in a little bit of heat. Minus 86. See if we can get away with minus 88. And cold bedroom. And you're starving. Well, if you're wait, why is there no food in this fridge? Oh, what? I did not know. Okay, that's terrible. The main meal I'm making is frost burgers. So if I don't have frost, okay, that could explain so much. The dupes literally did not have access to. Okay, oh my goodness. Well, let's look at the type of calories. Frost burgers, 900,000. Barbecue meat, lettuce is the input to that. So it looks like sleet wheat or frost buns is maybe the limiting factor. Maybe. Looks like it. Over here. Oh, yeah. We're going to get those until the dupes go and... Yes, I know. Grab your food. Grab your food. Okay, this is a critical point for everyone. Okay, I wonder, temporarily, we'll up this to 8. Just that the dupes realize, oh my goodness, yes, I know. Grab your food, grab your food. Some people will be eating on the floor, that's fine. As long as you're not starving, as long as we don't lose anyone, that's actually kind of a dangerous situation to be in just now. Ooh, okay. Some settings in this game is so much more important than others. Okay, I think we can afford to bring that back to a 4. Yep, go find your food. Go. Okay. Maybe that will be done with a whole well, I mean, after maybe a cycle or so. Oh, no. Okay, no, you're not meant to run just yet. Pipe blocked. Just curious if it's a broken pipe or a broken machine. That looks like, yeah, it would be more in the center if it was the machine, which means... Okay, let's fix this. Okay, now that I've been able to catch my breath, notice that, first of all, this was not set. So that's the first problem, but there's more to it than this. I want to set that to something reasonable, such as 20 degrees. 20 degrees or above, only do cooling in that situation. But I also want to have another limit over here to tell it to, once things get, there's no steam turbine. So we can't have like an infinite amount of heat where the steam turbine takes care of the heat. So we need something to throttle that down to be the appropriate temperature that I'd want this to be. Let's not forget critter eggs need to move there. And that's not going to do anything unless we do that. Do we have a molten slicker anymore? We used to. If we don't, this is going to be terrible. Terribly sad. I don't really care if we have molten. I can use the slicker because if they get hot enough, molten 100 to 250 degrees is where we want them to be. Okay, so knowing that, let's put this guy right here. So carbon dioxide being thrown in here. We don't have the solid carbon dioxide going yet, but that's just because builder and explorer, a little bit of work to do. If I hadn't known this, I would have not have done this whole construction. But anyway, we've got a second auto sweeper and conveyor loader. Because technically we don't need all of that anymore. And what's the maximum? Oh, okay. I was going to say, I don't know if I can go high. Definitely can go that high. 120. I mean, why not? As long as you're below 150, I don't see why I couldn't go higher. As long as I'm making everything out of steel in here, including the grooming station, including the doors, everything. Okay, we should be good then. And I want to, yeah, I probably made this too cold. What I could do is just dot in a few gold radiant pipes, which might help with cooling of the overall environment. Notice I've got an issue too. Right there. Okay, that needed to be done. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get in some heat for a little bit. It's oddly very cool here. Also, the carbon dioxide that's going to be coming in is probably also going to have a cooling effect. And there is our slicker. So we're not going to really be able to see this play out too much now. What point does crude oil turn to petroleum? We need to be, yeah. That's the only thing about having the slicker. We have a mix of the two different things, and I don't plan on getting it that hot in there. Was there could be the case that there just isn't any. So we'll have to convert him first. And then we'll try to make pure petroleum in that environment. That would allow me to pump out the petroleum and know that I don't have to do any filtering. But I don't think I have any more molten unless... No. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So let me just conclude then with a few slow things down. We'll just look at a few testing things to look like it's... See if it's all right. So this guy in a stable, 94 tiles. Okay, didn't realize we've lost 2 tiles somehow, somewhere. What to do about that? I could change. Could do that, but I think we'll do this. Oh, hold on. That might need to be done in a certain order. I don't think the dupes can reach in there, the way I've designed this, unfortunately. Maybe what I do, too. Let's do this. And smash this open. Okay, quickly go. I'm doing an actual repair. And I'll just smash this open so this will be an accessible area. Not that it really has to. A vacuum should remake that, or pump should remake that a vacuum. Okay, so we've got that. We've got carbon dioxide coming into here. Let's have a look at our... Oh, how did a little piece of chlorine, really? Anywhere else? That is unfortunate. Sometimes that could be because of power outage, briefly. I don't see anywhere else. Unless that was just a little bit that was in one of the pipes in the early, well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't see anywhere else, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Getting a little bit of chlorine in there really shouldn't be a huge problem. Okay, let's look at the other thing we started with was our germs. I do not see any. Okay, maybe there's just like a little bit over here, and I think we can. Oh, these poor guys. They're technically not able to get here because there's 2 pieces of liquid. You know what we'll do, just for them. Though they're still not going to find that a comfortable temperature. Okay, where else? Oh yeah, I was just curious. So I think we got rid of the Slimelung. Nice. Okay, so that is behind us. We got this system working. Let's go to our experimental farm. 99. Is there any chance? This would be hilarious. If this guy here ends up giving us a special seed. No, of course not. I go here, no mutant seeds. Okay, we have not been lucky, but maybe it's because I had some natural gas or there wasn't the right. Now that that's cranking out, we'll give that a little bit more time. Lots of polluted oxygen up here, but there's no disease, and the dupes wear suits up there anyway, so maybe I shouldn't be concerned. Okay, I'm glad I adapted to this thing. I never thought about that in the beginning. Solid carbon dioxide. Dupes over here still have some work, so probably next time they'll finish that. Where are we finally with steel? 13 tons. I think next episode, I don't like the fact that that kind of ends there. Oh, that's just the old line. So I guess that can be ripped down completely. No longer delivering stuff at this. I guess that's the disadvantage. The gold that I'm getting from the other asteroid is going to... Oh, is that a starvation notice? The gold that I get from the other asteroid is going to come into here. But I think we can live with that. In fact, why wouldn't I? I was going to make a direct line from here right to this guy, but I might not do that because we've got higher priority things. Okay, that's not how I was expecting to solve the... oh, high stress. Excuse me, high stress. Explorer. Knit stung. Really? Oh, okay. We are still dealing with that. We did not solve that today, though there is less of them. Oh, and there's knit eggs that have gotten into here, so there shouldn't be any new ones over time, right? I think we're just killing the few that somehow were I don't know. I don't know how we missed them, to be honest. But I do want them gone. Try not to select the other critters in the process. What about the cooling or heating? Technically, this is a heating line. Enable Autobot. That shouldn't be what I need to... There should be pieces, bottles of ethanol just lying around. Could be just further away. They haven't bothered to pick them up. Or can't get across, maybe. All right. Well, I think next time we're going to be up here building some solar panels. Well, I guess we'll have to make some glass first, but we'll make solar panels and more bunker doors and have automation to deal with the meteorites. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully see you next time.